Okay, we'll go ahead. We'll start this session, and hopefully somebody else will join us as well. So today's session is called Municipality and Commerce Partnership for Public Services, and today we'll hear a speaker, Uldis Pabers from Complete Payment Systems, where they will introduce a project they launched in Jelgava with contactless cards, despite the name of this conference. And these are ID cards and also cards that can be made for payment. But there's one special thing for these cards that they also, during the transactions, they make a transfer of a grant to the person. And Uldis will tell a bit more detail about this project. One thing I was asked to tell from the organizers is if any one of you has left with a translation kit, then that should one needs to be returned to the main hall. But I think nobody has taken it with them.
My name is Uldis Pavers. I'm representing company Complete Payment Systems. I will tell a couple of words about our company before continuing this presentation. Complete Payment Systems is in transaction processing business already 14 years. Mainly we have been working with processing of bank payment cards for internet merchants. And in 2012, we were involved in a project where we stepped into new field of work. It's processing of payment cards with real land merchants, with real post terminals. Okay, what the core of this presentation is that it's all about new approach what we have introduced together with a bank and municipality, how grant or subsidies distribution is executed. So far, everybody, there's a common way how it's usually distributed, grants and subsidies. You usually, there's a person who has certain social status, and state or municipality has allocated certain resources for certain purposes. And usually citizens use those services, and provider of the services, for example, transport company, is giving you the service and charging you as a private person amount which is less as an ordinary ticket or ordinary price. And the difference is compensated from state or municipality to the service provider. It's a like usual way how it's done. With our approach, we have changed this system, and we have introduced new method how it's done. Our solution allows municipality and state deliver those grants directly to the person whom it belongs. In municipality and state set amount and in set limits, in budget limits, what is allocated for such purposes. Prior this project, we have identified several issues which had to be addressed with it together, and one of the most common issue is what it's everywhere. It's a risk of cash in hands of school children. It is it could be stolen, or it could be used in a not a way parents have given it to the children. So it's one of the problems. There's also problems that status of the socially supported people usually should be disclosed in order to receive certain social benefit. For example, person to receive certain discount should present its ID, which is like pensioners or handicapped or whatever social status that person should disclose it to the service provider. It's like cashier or bus driver or wherever service is provided, and it's disclosed to the people around. And not always it is very comfortable for that person to disclose such information. For example, in school cafeterias, canteens, uh, uh, there's a special food served for the children who have like social status, but it's not used because children do not want to disclose this information to others, and it's a problem. There is a social support which hasn't been delivered because of some technical and psychological reasons. There's another issue is that if those grants are calculated by service provider, for example, transport company, they count themselves how many transactions should have been supported, and they themselves deliver those reports to the subsidies provider, which means that there is conflict of interest because they are interested to generate bigger those reports because nobody can control precisely till the end. And decision making not always is in that level where it should be. For example, municipality decides of certain grant, but decision maker at the end of the day is cashier or bus driver who decides whether this person belongs to this status or doesn't belong. And there is also place for corruption. Another issue is which bothers service providers themselves. That usually there is a disbalance of timing when they receive compensation for their goods and services. Usually it's in best case it's in advance. Then then from this situation suffers state or municipalities. They have to credit those service providers. In worst case, those service providers credit state or municipality, and they receive those compensation for those services much later. Sometimes there's a case after a month or half a year, whenever there's free money in a budget to compensate that. And that's the very first initiative, how this project started, came from transport company from city Jelgava. I know. I hope that everybody knows where city Jelgava is. Jelgava is a middle-sized city in Latvia, 40 kilometers from Riga to the south, approximately 65,000 people, inhabitants. And the initiative came from this transport company. They wanted to move away from cash payments in transport to the electronic payments. And afterwards, all these issues were identified. So it made this project very interesting for all involved parties. Okay, so what kind of solution there has been made? We were asked to develop architecture and structure this whole situation so all these problems could be addressed. And we put together several parts. There's municipality, there's a bank, there's processing company, there's transport company, and we created new method how these grants are distributed. Municipality is taking decision and and stating which social groups should receive those grants. This information is passed over to the bank, and bank has issued special bank card, which is in a form of ID. Uh, such card is necessary for certain groups where, besides payment and grant distribution, also person's identification is necessary. In Jelgava case, it is school children and pensioners, so they receive school children ID or citizen ID with a photo, and here's an example. How does it look like? Next thing, municipalities is defining what kind of grants at which merchants at what rate should be provided, and what kind of limits they have for that. For example, if there is a budgeted certain amount of money for transport, then it could be defined as, for example, it's 50% of the ticket, 8 fares per day, and let's say some 20 or 40 lats per month. Those definitions are sent also to the bank. This information, we receive this information from the bank, and afterwards we install POS terminals in buses. Initially, it was in transport company, and people are starting to pay for those fares with those new cards. And we receive this information from those POS terminals and process it. Now I want to show you how it works in a real life, and afterwards I will tell you what happens afterwards with this information. Okay, when we receive information from those POS terminals where people put those cards, we make calculations according to those instructions from the municipality. And afterwards, we are sending this information to the bank for execution, which means that at the same time, there is money taken from a person's account and paid to the service provider for full price, which means that everybody is paying the full price for this service. And at the same time, from the grant provider, municipality, is made transfer to the person, cardholder, for the amount what is necessary to compensate this fare. For example, if there's a kid in a Jelgava taking a fare on a bus, he's paying 50%, 50 centimes for the fare. At the same time, municipality is compensating 40 centimes for that, which means that actually children has paid just 10 centimes. And the system is built like that, that if there is a certain persons who have even 100% compensation for some service, they even don't need any money on their account. System automatically combines resources on the account with potential grants and makes decisions that if there is enough funds to make this transaction. With this solution, grants are paid just for actually happened transactions, for actually provided services. There's no money paid in advance or afterwards. It's just paid for actually happened transactions. And it can be used in any service where is involved grants and for supporting people. It could be in school canteens. It could be medical, healthcare, and medicine distribution, and all places where it's necessary to support people. In the Algova case, how this system is structured, that for those issuing, revoking, calculation of all these grants, there is the municipality doesn't pay anything because it's service provided from the bank side. People are receiving payment cards which are at the usual price, whatever this card costs, and it is comparable to the school children ID costs. Where the money comes from, it is bank receives commission from the service provider, from transport company, and this commission covers all the costs which are involved in this project. It is transaction itself, calculation of grants provided, as well as all the infrastructure what's necessary for making this transaction. It includes all the post terminals, all the services what the bank providing in a branches, and a whole infrastructure what is provided for this service. What we have achieved with this project is there is a significant reduction in cash in the hands of school children. From this autumn, we have also launched this payment in school cafeterias, which means that actually parents have to give to the practically shouldn't give any cash to the children, because they can get to the school and back, and they can have their lunches at school with this payment method. Parents can control all the expenditures. They see whether this kid used this bus, whether this kid ate his lunch at school. It's all fixed in. It's it's written in account statement. Or from other side, grant provider municipality sees the same, that they have paid for actually happened transactions for actually provided services and goods. And if there's necessary any control, it can look at all these statements, which are provided from independent third party, which in this case is a bank. Service providers receive their compensation for their provided services and goods on the next business day. So as usual, as they would sell any goods with a payment card, they receive the funds for all sales supported, not supported for all sales in full amount on the next business day. It's also, there's a certain political um, um, task has been accomplished as well, because it's educational for the people as well. They see the real price of the services what they are using, and they see the real support from their municipality, what they get. The people, even those who have 100% compensation, they see that actual price was, for example, those 50 centimes, and those 50 centimes were compensated from the municipality side. It is also very cost-effective solution, because there is not necessary to build any new infrastructure for this solution. There is an example where existing infrastructure which has been already built is used for additional purposes. For example, those subsidies, grants distribution, which means that neither municipality nor service provider should make any investments to have such system in place. And also it's fast and effective, because it could be applied in a way it is necessary in any place of point of sale. For example, in bus, it is offline, which means that the transactions, there's not necessary to connect to the processing center for this transaction. It happens immediately at the point of sale. On opposite, where amounts are bigger and there could be some financial risk, transactions could be online, where it's not necessary such a fast authorization. Yeah, so it's easy adaptable, and it is efficient also in a way that municipality and or state can define and change those rules quite quickly. For example, we had a case when we introduced the system, municipality monitored it, how it's working, and after a couple of months they realized that they are spending less money for distributing those grants, but they are reaching much wider audience. And they could, in the same budget, increase intensity of this grants. Prior our system, it was like 50% compensation for transport. After introduction of these systems, they could raise it even to the 80% of compensation. So, yeah. Yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to tell you, and I think maybe there's some questions, specific questions, how it works, and yep.
Yeah, we agreed before this presentation that you are free to ask questions in Latvian, Russian, what's more comfortable for you.
I have two questions. First is about other population of Jelgava city. Are they using such cards too, or are cards distributed only between social supported groups?
Yeah, at this stage, this type of cards and those services are provided to socially supported categories of inhabitants, and it is either those cards, some special cards, or there's options that you just have your existing card and you just register for such service, which means that you automatically can receive any grant if one day you become eligible for such a grant. And I can honestly tell that we have now some pause in development of this system. You all know that we are changing to the euro, and banks are quite stopped all the projects for this period, and we are coming back to the development right after those changes are in place.
And second question is, maybe I missed it in your presentation, about practical thing. What happens if I'm school children, yeah, and I have this card, but I have no money in my account? What is happen? And also, are there some warnings before all money will go to zero from your system?
Yep. Yep. It's a usual bank product, which means that it doesn't it possesses all the functionality what bank products already have. You have access through internet bank. You can have your SMS banking. So you can set your warnings yourself, and you can follow the balance yourself. Usually, it is that parents transfer some certain amount to this account time to time. They can estimate themselves what is co-financing necessary for receiving such services. Because, for example, if it's school children and you have to take bus for transport, it is just 10 centimes for one ride, which means that you put some 2-3 lats, and it's already like for several weeks. What I mentioned before is that it's not necessary to put full amount of full price for services on account. You put just that amount what's necessary co-financing. And in case children has 100% compensation, there is not necessary to put any money on account at all.
Okay, any more questions? Then I have a question to continue this discussion. Currently, as I understand, there is one municipality, one transport company, and one bank involved. How easy is it to scale the project to other municipalities or other companies?
Yeah, at the current stage, it's even a little bit more than that. It's already not only Jelgava city, but we have already 2 municipalities. It's Jelgava city and Jelgava district. So there are 2 grant suppliers, and even 3 institutions which are supplying those grants. It's Jelgava City Council, it's Jelgava Social Department, and Jelgava District Municipality as well. So we are receiving information already from 3 sources regarding necessary grants. From service provider side, we have now 11 service providers, which is one of them is a transport company, and there are 10 cafeterias in the city which are in schools which are providing. So it's already multi grant providers, multi service provider system in place. What we don't have right now, we don't have different issuers of those cards. We have one bank at the current point, and we have one municipality which is taking leadership of that, which is like stating what kind of card should be issued. But system is built like that you can have several issuers, and it is working. Yeah, it is like scalable in such sense.
Okay.
One question regarding competitions.
Yep.
Because if you work with one bank, so it is not equal competition. So it means that you are breaking law about competition. Is one question. Another question about, because we are talking about some NFC cards, if I understand correct. So how it protect from duplication?
Okay, answering to the first question, as I mentioned, system is built that there could be different issuers. At this stage, there is a first bank which is involved in this project, but we already have discussions with next municipalities, and two of them have even already taken decision to participate in such a project. It's Liepāja and Jūrmala, and they have sent invitation to all the banks to participate in this, and we see that and it's already built like that there should be several banks involved, so person can choose which bank I want to have this card. Municipality just have to sign contracts for just information exchange, because there is no involved any financial interaction between municipality and a bank. So it means that there is also free market for this. And also service providers can choose from those banks as well with which banks they want to work to accept those cards. So it's at this stage, of course, it's a pilot project. It's one bank and one municipality and just some merchants. But it is built like it's open system. So it is like you have a card from one bank. You are going to merchant which is working with totally different bank, and the money flows is already in between banks. Yeah, there's a so-called bank interchange system where like bank which is accepting those cards is paying some money to the bank which is issuing those cards. So this system is in place. It's Visa, MasterCard, how it's involved already existing. What I wanted to add is that those cards at current stage are non-branded. They are not Visa, not MasterCard. They are local cards. But it should be developed like you can use any card you want. It's Visa, MasterCard, Maestro, whatever. And second question was
about duplication.
Duplication. It is bank card, so it is infrastructure is built on existing bank infrastructure, which means that bank is issuing actual bank card. If you can duplicate bank card, then you could duplicate this as well. So it's protected at the bank level already. Yes, bank is issuing, and it's a real bank account, and it's a real bank card. Yeah, a bank is issuing cards as usually, and they are provided at the price what they are charging for such type cards, which is like lowest like price of the cards. It's like in this case it is 1 lat per year, which is comparable to school children's ID costs. Anyway, what they are usually paying for photo and so this document.
Okay, one more question from audience, perhaps. Okay, I'll go with the next one. Okay, you start and then I'll continue.
About roadmap of this project, you touched that it will be you will use in such other areas. So do you more detail describe what these areas will be in the future? What are your plans?
Yeah. In this case, we are providing infrastructure which allows any grant provider or any service provider to be involved. It's we are introducing not a separate system as such. We are introducing new method how grants are distributed, and it is more question towards municipalities and state how much they want to use this. At this stage, this method has been seen and identified also on a state level. So as far as we know, that there is also discussion and also some work group on a state level where they analyze it and if they see that it's applicable, then it should be introduced in the whole state as a method how grants are distributed. And if we talk about like short term, like middle term development, it is also already interest from many municipalities in Latvia. So interest is expressed from like 5-6 cities, and a couple of them already have taken decisions that they want to use this method for them. And it's I think it's matter of next couple of years that municipalities will go faster with this, and state will follow with this solution. About the industries, it's any first of all it's grants, yeah, because it's most obvious. It is public funds which should be monitored, and it should be distributed transparently. But we see that this method can go even further. It can go to the commercial area, for example, where merchants want to compensate their clients themselves. Not money coming from third party like state or municipality, but I as a merchant giving some discount to my clients. Loyalty system, which means that I am giving again a certain formula. If you come 9 times to my and paying with this certain card at my shop, 10th time I give you some discount. So it's not only state and like public services solution. It could go even beyond that.
Is there any assessment how much municipality can save by using that system, and how much service provider maybe might save? So and what are can you assess some benefits money-wise, and also maybe some negative impact? Maybe there are reasons why, for instance, those cafeterias are totally against such a service.
Yeah. Then we come to those initial like problems which were addressed with this method is transport companies. They didn't want just to move just for changing from cash to electronic payment just like that. There's certain economical aspects as well. If you make if this decision making is allowed to make these decisions at the level of cashier or bus driver, you can imagine that there could be some corruption, and you can always tell that half of a bus is supported people and takes this money in cash and gives them tickets and free for half of price. In this case, when all passengers are paying full price, there's no difference, and you cannot anymore do such things. And like average estimate already has been that transport companies turnover with the introduction of this system have raised for 10% already. Incomes they have raised. So it covers all potential bank commissions, and they even save more. Same applies to cafeterias. If this cafeteria is like privately owned family business, they are quite resistant to this, because they are having all in cash and having saving on some tax optimization or whatever. As soon as this service provider is bigger organization, where owner is separated from the operational part, they are very interested to introduce such system, because they can control much more precise the whole system. They are very interested in going away from cash. And from for municipality, one point what I already mentioned, that they can reach with this system much wider audience, and they can provide higher intensity of these grants to the people. And why it is like that? If previously they compensated monthly tickets. For example, in Jelgava, it was normal price was 20 lats, and municipality compensated half of that, which is 10 lats. And there were people who didn't use this system because they didn't travel so much. They even don't use those 10 lats in a month. For them, it was cheaper to just buy ordinary tickets. With introduction of this system, they receive their grant for each and every transaction what they are making. And they started to use it once, twice, or three times a month, which means, and they don't take anymore those monthly tickets. So municipalities realize that this that the usage of funds, amount of funds, what they are spending on this decreased, but people-wise, it was like tripled how many of them started to use this, and they could raise this amount of intensity for these grants. In this case, in same budget, it was like from 50 to 80%. Yeah.
Any more questions? As this is a regional conference, one last question, Aldis, to you then. How easy would it be to take this project to another country? What would you need? What kind of partners are you looking for?
Actually, we see it that initiative, of course, it's I would say most effective is if it starts from municipality, because they can coordinate all this work, because they are holding money. The next thing is a bank. You need a bank who is ready to participate, because of course there's certain work involved from the bank for preparation of this, for introduction of such method, and those are two key participants of such project. The rest is coming afterwards. Service providers, of course, they are willing to serve this public money. They are willing to provide those services to people which are supported, because those are two key players. And I would say that we have already interest from outside of Latvia. It is St. Petersburg and some other cities in Russia, and we have interest also in Europe as well, because it is something new. It's quite revolutionary, and so far we have not seen something like similar to this anywhere. And I'm waiting that someday somebody will tell, yes, we have already but so far I haven't met such case.
So thank you very much for being the first ones, and I hope that we will be able to take this product outside of Latvia as well, and have something to show. I will now wrap up this part of the conference, and I just wanted to remind you that there are a few companies that exhibit today, and just to remind you what they do. Exogen is exhibiting document management systems, so if you're interested in that, please visit their booth. Lursoft with information services and company register. FMS is a systems integrator, and you can also visit them for geographical information systems. And Tilde, machine translation for your websites or web services. If you need websites in multiple languages, please visit them. So thank you very much for your attention.